This is a special New Year's edition of the Technology for Mindfulness podcast. We won't have an interview today. Instead, I'm just going to give a few short comments about being mindful in the new year. Many of us take time on the new year to make resolutions for the upcoming year. But for better or worse, New Year's resolutions are about as popular as they are unsuccessful. And you might wonder why resolving to lose weight or get a better job or save more for retirement, why do those resolutions so often fail and sometimes very quickly even fall by the wayside by the end of January? I'm sure that if you spoke to a personal productivity expert, they'd point out things like the difficulty of achieving an ambitious goal if you don't also, create a very specific and concrete plan for achieving that goal and then stick to the plan. And that's certainly true. It's very hard to achieve a goal, particularly over the course of a year, if you don't have a really clear plan for achieving the goal. And then, of course, there's all kinds of psychological barriers that we might have that could hold us back from achieving our goals. But what all of these very common ways of looking at why we so often don't succeed at achieving our goals in the form of New Year's resolutions, what these miss is that goal-oriented resolutions to do something or achieve something, are not very well suited to being lived in each moment, from moment to moment. And as a result, I think they often tend to fall into the background, and we often don't revisit them frequently, maybe at all during the year. It's very easy to lose sight of those kinds of goal-oriented resolutions. For example, if you happen to find yourself in a moment where you're mindful in the middle of January after you've resolved to lose 15 pounds, if that's your New Year's resolution, at that moment when you're mindful, what is it that you can think or feel or do to advance that goal at that moment? Unless you happen to be in the middle of a meal, coincidentally, or you're near the gym, and you can run off and exercise and burn off calories, there may not be anything you can really do in that mindful moment to further your goal of losing weight. But if instead of setting the goal, you set a New Year's intention, you set an intention rather than make a goal-based resolution, you can, I think, much more easily revisit, reset, and reinforce that intention in any mindful moment whenever it happens to arise. So let's say that your intention is to be more compassionate towards yourself and other people. Even if you forget about that intention for all of January, and then you wake up into a moment of mindfulness while traveling on the train into work, let's say that happens to be the time, you can ask yourself, how am I being or not being compassionate to myself and to others during this moment? And you can reset your intention to be compassionate. The point is you can reset and refocus on that intention at any time. So really what I'm trying to say is that a New Year's intention, rather than a New Year's resolution, a New Year's intention defines who you intend or want to be, rather than what you want to do. A New Year's intention doesn't require any special time, place, money, or equipment to practice and reinforce it at any time. And also, you really can't fail or succeed at a New Year's intention. You can only attend to it mindfully. And a New Year's intention isn't any different from any other intention you might set at any time, except that you might choose your New Year's intention to reflect a value, a way of being that's particularly important to you at this time in your life, and that you expect to require more repeated attention and practice in order to integrate more fully with your being than the typical kind of everyday intention. So when thinking about your New Year's intention, you might try to find such a bigger intention that you think might take more practice to integrate into your being. I hope you think about setting one or more New Year's intentions, and may you all have a very mindful new year.